And for this session, we have a fireside chat with our esteemed guest, Mr. M.V. Vasudevan. Mr. Vasudevan has worked with the government for more than 25 years before he retired as Additional Commissioner from the Ministry of Finance. Vasudevanji, you have been one of the drivers for creating very large-scale digital infrastructure projects for the country. If one has to set up one today, what are the key considerations they should keep in mind? I'm not a technocrat, but I was made to oversee, or I can say government doesn't discriminate or doesn't invite a technocrat to handle or a other gentleman or an arts graduate to handle a digital project or any other project. I can say I was requested, can you handle this? I said, but I'll try to manage because it's a very large infrastructure project. Large infrastructure projects falls into two lines. One is new infrastructure creation. Second is the existing infrastructures will be redesigned. Even in any concept, first is the workflow or a business architecture or a technical architecture. Technical specification. Technical architecture and business architecture brings out the business specifications and the technical specifications. This appears to be very similar to what we are doing in any startup also, for that matter, or at any other place. So how does the scale change all this? Because even a small project student would think that, oh, then this is very simple. But I know this is not very simple. No. When it comes to a large scale project, you are just simplifying it too much for us then. Whether it is a large scale or a very tiny fractional small scale. End to end, what are all the processes? Break it down. Break it into different modules. Each and every module, first write the specs. Okay. What is the technical? What is the process flow? What is the workflow? Start with that. What is that is not suitable for the present context or present scenario? Remove it. While removing it, the complexity starts. Okay. The process flow go to A, B, C, D, E, F, like that it goes to Z. If you remove the B or if you remove the D, where it gets connected again, that is the creation of the workflow in the re-engineering. I get that. You can start with the process of A, that is the first process, first module. This module can be connected with the 35th module. So if you remove 4th module, how to connect it to the 35th module? How to bring the workflow back so that the full chain of events is still maintained, while we want to remove the not critical or not important aspects because we want to simplify the procedure, so to say. I had a question on this graph of the workflows. A long time ago, I was part of a small re-engineering project, nowhere near as big as this scale. We had to move from an older legacy system to a more modern kind of database. And one of the issues that we encountered was that there was no single person who had a kind of map view. That the map view of the entire process, the entire system, it did not exist either in documents or in the knowledge base of any one person or two people. Oftentimes, it's like piecing together a complex picture without very well-fitting jigsaw pieces also. So, how did you go about acquiring the map of such a complex process? Unless until you have an overall experience on that. One man cannot do that. It should be a team experience. But one gentleman should oversee everything. He should be the enterprising architect. A team should work on that. and all the teams bring out their flows, link it, and the chief architect should link all those things. Linking or connecting the architecture is a most complicated work. Business architecture is a basic foundation for tiny process, tiny startup, or large scale projects. Okay, so whatever surprise did you encounter? One was this absolute ignorance of data mining and you aspect. I won't say they are ignorant. They might have missed it out. Okay, they might have they might have thought of normal regular report generation at the end of a week or at the end of the day. Hmm. So they might not have expected this. Okay, we give time. You can file a supplementary bid or you can add it after that also. But one thing is, next level, where are you going to keep all the data or replicate all the data? What about the disaster recovery site? Disaster recovery site. Okay. Suppose system failure or system crumbles down. Mirror image data should be available. We cannot say system has crumbled down. We cannot give you the data. Government wants, we have to provide immediate. That is a disaster recovery site. Server configuration is much more, it's very, very essential. Capacity of the server, handling capacity, heating capacity, everything. And type of servers. Okay, I'm going to the micro. I don't want to go to the micro. Let's be on the macro itself. So, at the macro level, what I'm hearing is that one key aspect that any such infrastructure project creator has to keep in mind is being able to data mine and quickly generate succinct reports. Another that I heard is a clear attention of detail to data recovery site, because most of the data of such large infrastructure projects, and that would include DPIs also, has to be that the data has to be kept safe and should be recoverable. So first, safety, recoverable. We will talk about Amazon. KYC, log in and log out. You are giving whole of your credentials to that. Yes. To go into their memory. Data privacy starts its role from there. It cannot be leaked out. It cannot be, pirated out. Yes. When I'm entering my PAN number or my other details onto Amazon or any website, Paytm or Bheem UPI, anything, I do that with the confidence that it remains safe. Because if I do not have that confidence, this app will not work. I wanted to hear your views on this new model. What challenges you see might carry over from the older model, and what things may now be possible or not possible compared to the older model. Our government has advanced a lot, and I wanted to give an answer in a single line. Government will take care of that. But even though there are some, glitches or hitches or some, government will take care. India is advanced infrastructure, digital infrastructure. India has advanced a lot. Government has done a lot of measures to improve it. What about user experience? Like, be it GST, we understand that in the initial phases there were lots of hue and cry because some things would work, something would not work, and any new system may have that. So, from your perspective, uh, when the vendors came, or when you were discussing about user experience, what was the key things that you kept as guidelines for yourself and for the vendors? That experience right in the beginning, right in the implementation of any project, there will be glitches, there will be redundancies, there will be problems. Now it is a wonderful and seamless workflow. seamless process flow, seamless process through. You can just log in and log out very easily. Everything has been settled down. The first thing is user should not feel offended while using it. User experience should be very, very, very smooth. The first principle is user experience. Okay, user should be happy. So user is the god, consumer is the god. Consumer is the god. Computing is much more important. Allocation of resources, allocation is processes, applications to the course. What is the core allocation? How many computes per second it has to perform? So when I'm hearing this, I'm kind of relating the coursework that our students should be doing. That it is not just good to be a good software engineer. Competitive programming is just one course. To do good programming, to build good softwares, you have to understand computer architecture. You have to understand computer organization, core allocation, operating systems is the one important thing. Security we already talked about. So there's a whole lot of things that students should focus on, not just the speed of their coding. So coding should be not just getting the job done, but using the right algorithm so that the job is done in the most efficient manner. Most efficient. How do the government decide on in which project they should invest their like time, money, and then their all sort of resources? When it has to develop some area, 100% they will come up with that. Thank you for such an enlightening and candid sharing of your thoughts and inputs, Vasu.